Okay.
Okay, so now that we're done with the icebreaker, we're going to go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone. Today we are going to be going over 4 tools for collaborating with Google Drive, and we'll be specifically discussing folders, docs, sheets, and slides. The 3 of us today that are presenting are going to be Jamie Baker, Jennifer Owens, and then I am Laura Mita. So just to kind of give you an overview of what we're doing today, we are going to be going over folders and discussing how they're used to organize files in one place. We're going to go over Google Documents, and we're going to utilize them today as a place to ask questions as well as brainstorm. We're going to use sheets that show how a group can use it for scheduling and listing responsibilities. And then last, we will discuss slides for the overall group presentation. For the purpose of this, we are going to be using a group. Josh and his group are going to be working together and putting together something for a freshman college speaking class, for a public speaking class, and they are going to be collaborating. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with folders. So here's Josh and his group. And here we are going to just show you basically how to create a new folder. So Josh needed to create a folder for his group. So he went in, he clicks on new, then he can go down to folder, click on that, and he will create whatever title he wants. So for this, we titled it Josh and his group public speaking. 101, and we would go ahead and click create. But since we already have this created, we're just going to go ahead and cancel out of this. Next, Josh needs to make sure that his group members have access to this. So we'll click on the folder itself, go down to share, and whichever group members he wants to enter, he would enter their names. And most importantly, he needs to make sure that each of them are able to edit this. So they need to click can edit and click done. Okay, so it's not that difficult, it's pretty simple. And then any file that is put into this folder will also have the editing capabilities. So that's just the basics of the folders, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pass it over to Jamie, where she will begin discussing Google Documents.
Thank you, Laura. So one of the first things that Josh and his team is going to do is they're going to want to create a new Google Doc. And it's pretty simple. So the first thing that he's going to try to do here, let me get my screen up, is he'll go to new, just like he did to create a folder, and then he'll create Google Docs. He'll simply click on Google Docs. We've already done that here. So within his folder, this will be the document that Josh created. And it is brainstorming ideas for group presentation. So the best part about Google Docs is that Josh and his other team members can all contribute to this document so that they can all share their ideas and ask questions. And so that's exactly what this document here is for. I forgot to refer to the handout. So they've all added some information here, and so if you can all access the document right now, then we would like you to all go into Josh's brainstorming ideas for group presentation document and either add some questions or add some topic ideas, and then I will show you how we can use the revision history as an additional tool in Google Docs. So now that everybody's added either a question or a topic, one of the best parts about Google Docs is that you can see who has added information and when they added it. So to do that, you just go, or Josh will go up to File, and then he will go to Revision History. And as soon as you click on that, Josh will be able to see who added what. It separates it by color. So you can see this one here was added by Laura or another one of his teammates or Jamie. And it's a nice way to see who has contributed and who's contributing what and when any changes were made. So that's some of the best uses for for Google Docs. And then now Jennifer is going to show us how Josh and his team might use Sheets for their project.
Thank you very much. And evidently I was so intrigued by your presentation. I wasn't quite prepared for sharing my screen, but now I am. There we go. Are you able to see Josh and his group with the green icon for Google Sheets?
Yes.
Excellent. The next thing that Josh is going to do is he set up a schedule, so we know when everybody can meet for their project. It looks like Josh and Sarah have already put in their information, however, Brandon has not. The first thing Josh is going to do is open up a chat, because he currently has Brandon on the line. He's also in this document as well. You're going to go up to the chat icon in the upper right corner next to comments. And when you click on that, it opens up, and then it says, Brandon, please fill in your available times. Then when you enter that information, just click return, and now Brandon gets that chat. And Brandon can respond, and they can chat live inside this document. The next thing they're going to do is, even though Brandon hasn't put his information in here, just in case somebody's availability changes, Josh is going to want to know anytime this document is updated. So he is going to go up to Tools and choose Notification Rules. So notify me at my email address when any changes are made, or when a user submits a form. I want to say when any changes are made to this document, or this sheet rather, and how you want to be notified. Do I want a daily digest or right away? Well, it's pretty important that I know right away if any changes are made, and click Save. Then it says notification rules. If any changes are made, then send email. You can then go in later and edit this or delete it if it's no longer of use to you, but Josh wants to get all of the emails right away if any changes are made. And I don't need to add any other notification rules, so I'll click Done. Lastly, you can add notes. Now notice that we have the availability tab. They also have who has responsibilities, and they've also added the timing of their presentation. We're just going to click on the responsibilities tab. And I want you to notice that the chat is still up, so you can move tabs around, but you'll still have the chat available to you. But he wants to leave a note for Sarah. So if you just do a right click, once you select the cell, do a right click and choose Insert Note. Now he can make a note to Sarah that says, make sure to send the invitation to the instructor as well. Thanks. And now I'm just going to click off of that cell, and now anytime I hover over this particular cell, it shows that there is a little note here. And you can make notes for anything, such as we had responsibilities. If we were in timing of the presentation, you can make a note that says, I think that we're going to need more time for the introduction or more time for our activities, that type of thing. And those are the three collaboration tools that you're going to find inside of Google. Wow, I can't believe I couldn't remember my own presentation thing. Inside of Google Sheets. Wow, we've talked about Google stuff so much. Inside of Google Sheets. Now I will pass this back to Laura, who is going to show us how Josh and his team collaborate with Google Slides.
Thank you, Jennifer. And let me go ahead and share my screen. And so I'm back. And just like the other two, Josh wanted to create his presentation. So he would go to New, he would go to Google Slides, select that, and we already have one that we're working with. So let me just go ahead and click on that, and we can open it and review how it looks to his group members. Now, in here, I've made a bunch of little errors and kind of gone in so that other group members can come in and make some changes. But what I really want to be able to show you guys is how the comments function, functions within Slides. So I already went in, and you can see that there's some comments here, and then along the side there's some comments here. And if you are following along with the handout, this is on page 8 of the handout. It does go over the details of this. So whatever you see as an error, you can just select that option. Okay, right click on it and hit comment. And it will pop up this little comment box where you can present the comment. It gives you the option to reply to others. And then if you click the button resolve, you can always go back and review the comments and see what has been resolved at a certain point in time, and also what has not been resolved. So we can look, and it says that don't forget the G at the end of speaking. You can also see that here. So what I'd like you guys to do is to be able to kind of go in and see if you can find some errors on different pages here, either the second or the third. Just kind of go through and use that comment feature to kind of make comments where changes may need to be made for something that's of college presentation that will be presented to a class. Okay, and now that everyone has gone ahead and done that and made some comments here, again, I just want to be able to point out that we have the comments feature within this one. When there's multiple people in here, we're able to see the chat feature, just like we utilized in Sheets as Jennifer showed. And so Josh and his group can chat within this, within their presentation as they're working simultaneously as well. They can come in as they did in Jamie's and all participate in the text and be able to add to the text as well. And all of this is shared so that there is no need for saving and downloading, but everything is done in real time, which is a great function of Google. And of course, there is the wonderful notifications feature so that you can be notified of all of that information, as Jennifer also pointed out in Slides. So what we'd like to do now is bring you guys back over to our presentation and see if there's any questions that you may have. You can go ahead and ask any questions in the chat box. Thank you, thank you. Okay, since there's no questions, I think we're done.
Do we need to share our evaluation link?
Oh yeah, the evaluation link. Well, we didn't do a couple of things. So yes, the evaluation link will be shared within the chat as well. Please take time to fill out the evaluation. We'd really appreciate your feedback.
And we're good?
Yep.
All right.